Hey guys, Jim Edwards here. Hope you're having a great day. And I wanted to share with you something I learned this past weekend. We had a really unique experience. And I had by the way, welcome to another episode of Coffee with Jim. We haven't done this in forever because Coffee with Jim got supplanted by letting the chickens out with Jim. But the problem is it was too dang cold and wet and nasty this morning to make a video outside. So I figured we would do Coffee with Jim. So here's what I wanted to share with you. So it was really cool this weekend. I went through 2 days of survival training with a special forces guy, a MARSOC Marine. This guy, wilderness expert, combat veteran, super cool guy, very knowledgeable. Over the course of the weekend, we learned about trapping, we learned about water gathering, we learned about fire creation. I learned how to build fire underground. This is true. I learned how to build fire underground so that if you were being pursued, you could cook food, boil water, and no one would be able to see the fire even in the darkest night. It was really cool. It was also really hard. Hey, Kathy, how are you? Hey, Thomas. What else did we learn? We learned, did a ton of medical stuff. I learned how to stitch people up. I learned how to do litters. I learned how to do some tracking, all kinds of really cool stuff. So this was very interesting when we got to talking about some of the harder stuff. He said to me, and my wife Terry was doing this with me, he started listing off what the factors were for success. And as soon as he started doing this, man, I was taking tons of notes, and I started taking even more notes because I was like, dang, this sounds like online business. So what he listed off basically the 4 success factors in success in anything is attitude, skill, experience, and knowledge. And there was other stuff too. Hey, Sandra. And the interesting thing was, as we were going through this stuff, he was talking about, attitude is what you bring to the table. And this guy was the head of the Mountain Warfare School for the Marine Corps. And he was talking about, we can teach people the skills. We can get them the experience. And he said, really, knowledge is just skill plus experience. It's doing something, getting result, and learning and stuff. He said, but the number one factor, and he was a very big on this. He said, the number one factor that determines anybody's survival is not skill, it's not experience, and it's not knowledge. The number one thing that will determine your survival or success in any situation is your attitude. Because your attitude is what is going to keep you going or make you sit in the middle of the woods having a pity pot. It's what's going to make people either work with you or try and push you over a cliff so that they don't have to deal with you. And as he's saying this, I'm like, oh my God, this is it. This is like another confirmation that everything we've talked about with making an online business and just business and life in general, attitude is the number one thing. But here's a guy that trains people for a living how to survive in the harshest environments is telling me it's not having the right gear. It's not having the right anything other than a positive attitude that you can get through this is what is the number one determining factor. And then after that, it is skill, it's experience, and knowledge. So learning stuff. But the big thing is that you can know everything in the world. You can have all the equipment in the world and you can know it all. And if you have a shit attitude, nothing's going to happen to you. Nothing good is going to happen to you. You're not going to succeed. Now, substitute everything I just said about wilderness survival and escape and invasion and all that stuff. Hey, Art. And substitute online business or funnel building or book publishing. And you can have all the skill in the world. You can have all the experience in the world. You can have all the knowledge in the world. And if you've got a crap attitude, you're not going to make any sales. You're not going to have anything good happen to you. And it's just all around going to suck. So I've always known that attitude was important, But when someone who trains people how to survive at 30 degrees below zero, basically with a pocket knife, a parka, and a pair of boots, tells you that attitude is your number one determining factor whether you're going to live or not, certainly it applies in our online business. So anyway, I thought it was kind of fun to do another coffee with Jim, and truth be told, we're not doing coffee with Jim, we're doing tea with Jim, but what are you going to do? So anyway, this is a great little Monday thought. We all need to keep an eye on our attitude. We all need to keep a check on our attitude because that's what's going to determine our success. I agree. Sanders says attitude is crucial. So you guys have a great day. Hopefully we'll be back soon with another Letting the Chickens Out with Jim, if the weather would cooperate. But they weren't in any mood to talk this morning, so I figured I'd save it for this afternoon. So everybody have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye, everybody.